2014 meeting to order, and I ask you all to stand and recite with us the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Key, before we have a roll call to see who's here and who isn't, I think you have an official function.
I do. Mr. Benberry, would you please stand and raise your right hand? Okay, you may have taken this oath before, but we have to administer it for the Planning Commission. If you would repeat after me, I, Joseph Benberry, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of Commissioner according to law, and I do further swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state nor out of it, nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided nor assisted any person thus offending. So help me God. Okay, I need you to sign this. And you are now sworn in.
Who have your question? Trivia question. 1794?
I don't know. I know it's in the latest Constitution. This is 1892.
1792. I mean, was it in there originally? I guess.
I don't know. We were established in 1792, right? So it may have been in
that long.
I guess they didn't want people to.
Little history. Joe,
Sir.
good to have you with us. Call roll, please, Steve.
Yes, sir. Benberry. Here. Griselius.
Here.
Schramke.
Here.
Shadle. Wade. Chairman Manchester.
Here. Joe, you have our first motion, your first motion.
I move that the reading of the minutes for June 3rd, 2013 be waived, and that the minutes of the said meeting as prepared by the Secretary be approved as written.
Second.
Second by Griselius. Any discussion, additions, or corrections? There being none, call roll, please, Steve.
Yes, sir. Benberry. Griselius.
Aye.
Schramke.
Aye.
Shadle.
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. John, you have the application for waiver.
Yes.
By Charles and Janet Cash.
I do. I move that this commission receive and file the application of Charles and Janet Cash for the proposed re-subdivision of property located at 2532 Clark Street. I further move that the requested approval be given in compliance with all other applicable provisions of the Paducah subdivision ordinance be waived.
Second.
Abolishment of the interior lot line. Anything, Mr. Key, that you noted as
Just a standard abolishment of a lot line.
any other questions?
Who seconded that, sir?
I did.
Thank you.
Rapke. Call roll, please.
Yes, sir. Shadle.
Aye.
Benberry. Griselius.
Aye.
Schramke.
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Kathy, you have the application of Falconite Hip Enterprise for waiver.
Yes, sir. I move that this commission receive and file the application of Falconite Hip Enterprises, LLC, for the proposed re-subdivision of property located at 3271, 3273, 3275, 3277, and 3279 Mallard Circle. I further move that the requested approval be given in compliance with all other applicable provisions of the Paducah subdivision ordinance be waived.
Second.
Second by Shadle. Discussion. Any questions of the engineer, surveyor, slant line, whatever? No questions. Call roll.
Who was that seconded by? Once again, sorry about that. Crecilius.
Aye.
Schramke.
Aye.
Shadle.
Aye.
Benberry. Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Lorraine, you have the application for SSH Real Estate LLC, a public hearing for development plan at, amendment to the development plan at 2660 Olivet Church.
I move that a resolution entitled, "A Resolution Constituting the Final Report of the Paducah Planning Commission on the Proposed Amendment to a Development Plan for Property Located at 2660 Olivet Church Road" be adopted.
Second.
Seconded by Crecilius. Steve, this is a development requirement concerning, you're talking about a sign and a monument sign at that.
Yeah, the original standards that were adopted back in, I believe, in 1992 wanted more of the facade signage. What we've seen over the last 5 or 6 years, because of the development trends within that area, people wanted more of a monument sign that they could place out front where they could put several tenants on one sign. I think, as mentioned in the staff report, the Planning Commission has approved this request several times in the past, so here is another one.
Any questions you all have?
Comment, if I may.
Yes.
This is not one of the flashing signs, the time signs that would be involved. This is strictly a monument sign.
Yes, that's correct.
And then my next question is, what are we doing about enforcement on the signs that are not in compliance, the ones around town that are going?
We are continually sending out letters to property owners, bringing them up to date on signs that are non-compliance. Probably 3 weeks ago to a month ago, we sent out an additional 25 letters to businesses in the community that were non-compliance with their temporary signs, meaning flags, banners, those types of things. Continually, though, we are sending notifications out to people that are non-compliance with their electronic signs as far as flashing too much. It's ongoing.
And what happens after you send a letter regarding the electronic signs? What's the next step? If it's not, then...
To this point, we have just been continually sending letters out. We have not taken the next step, which is enforcement through the courts.
I suggest we look into that. I think it's becoming more widespread across the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's a low percentage of signs, but it's still a significant number.
Mhm.
If it's 25 that have had notices sent. I think I see them all the time, but I don't know if they are or not. How's that coming?
Right now, the regulations say that the electronic message signs can change once every 8 seconds, and then there can be 3 seconds of transition. So it has to be stagnant for 8 seconds, and then it can roll over and change messages for 3 seconds, and then it has to be stagnant again for 8 seconds. So if you see one that's doing that, that's a non-compliance. It has to be stagnant for 8 seconds and 3 seconds. Of course, we've changed that 3 times. We went from 5 minutes to 1 minute, and now we're down to 8 seconds.
They can change the timing on those, can't they?
Yes, of course.
Oh, it's not a big deal. Maybe.
Okay. Any other questions? Call roll, please.
Schramke,
Aye.
Shadle,
Aye.
Benberry,
Aye.
Crecilius,
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Mr. Benberry, you have the number 4, the public hearing on the zone change for 3 parcels on Hinkleville Road.
Yes, sir. I move that the resolution entitled, "A Resolution Constituting the Final Report of the Paducah Planning Commission on the Proposed Zoning Change from R1 Low-Density Residential Zone and MU Mixed Use Zone to HBD Highway Business District for property located at 5178, 5184, and 5186 Hinkleville Road be forwarded to the Paducah City Commission with a favorable recommendation."
Second.
Seconded by Kathy Crecilius. Is there This is a public hearing. We're going to open it up for anybody who wants to say anything about it. But Steve, would you bring us up to date on this?
Absolutely. What I think in the future, when we start having public hearings as it relates to map amendments or some larger items of text amendments, I think I'm going to start bringing some more visual presentations to you all so the people at home watching on television can get a better idea of exactly what we're talking about. So tonight we're going to be talking about an application for a zone change on Hinkleville Road. The first thing I'd like to say is this was staff initiated. I actually contacted the 3 property owners myself and asked them if they'd be interested in the zone change. So I told them that at this point I would not move forward with the zone change unless they were okay with it. So it was staff initiated, not property owner initiated. The state statute says, well, KRS 100 allows the Planning Commission or staff to initiate a zone change. There's 3 properties involved: the Concord United Methodist Church, Olivet Baptist Church, and Concord Elementary School. All 3 property owners are in agreement and have signed the zone change map, which I think you have in front of you. The addresses are 5178, 5184, and 5186 Hinkleville Road. The zoning would change from R1 low density and mixed use to HBD. The churches can avoid sometimes lengthy conditional use permit processes. This is one of the reasons that staff initiated this map amendment. Over the last year, I think the Planning Commission's had several applications, and certainly the Board of Adjustment, where they want to make an addition to a parking lot. They'd like a different type of sign. Because they're in a residential zone now, these 3 land uses, anytime they want to do anything to the exterior of their property, they have to come before the Planning Commission, and then we have to have a public hearing with the Board of Adjustment. So it is somewhat of a process to make minor improvements to the property. With that being said, they were completely surrounded by business-type uses where adjacent property owners, adjacent uses, could do things that they could not. All 3 of the properties are located in what we refer to as the Regional Trade Center. This is a map just showing the zone change area. Everything in yellow right now is the R1. The red is zoned MU. Right in the middle is the elementary school. This is a picture, if you can see the same Concord Elementary School. Directly to the north of that is US 60, where Kohl's is at across the street, the strip center. Directly to the east is the Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. To the northeast is the mall complex. To the west, on the south side of US 60, is the Main Street complex of West Park Village, where most recently we've had that new retail development that you all have approved. And then to the northwest, I believe, is the new Hucks at Oliver Church Road intersection. So this kind of gives you an idea of where we're at. And once again, if you'll zoom in a little bit again and kind of see the zone change area. Future land use map shows all 3 properties as commercial. Once again, you can see right in the middle, the elementary school. This is the map that was adopted as part of our comprehensive plan. When we adopted our comprehensive plan, we also adopted a future land use map. Why that's important is because when we make findings of fact to rezone properties, if it's not in compliance with your future land use plan, the Planning Commission must make additional findings that there's been major physical, social, or economic changes, or if not that there's been major changes that were not anticipated as part of your comprehensive plan. Here we see that it is part of our future land use plan, so that could be the only finding of fact, and other things would not have to be considered. And I think this is what I just said. It is in compliance with the land use plan. Mentioned already some of the large retail in the area. Right now, the property is zoned R1. You're only allowed single-family duplexes, and at the bottom you'll see churches and schools are allowed, but only by conditional use. In some areas, for instance, in the West End on Buckner, where there's churches and schools and other areas, I think that's good. Churches and schools need to be located in residential areas because they serve those residents, and that conditional use kind of plays in play to help view sheds, light, those type of things. In this situation, they're completely surrounded by commercial. Hinkleville Road rezoning. The MU zone, which is directly to the south, it's a mixture of uses in that area. There's a mixture of retail in the Main Street area. There's garden homes further to the south. There's apartment buildings. There's many different types of uses allowed in the MU zone. The HBD zoning does allow churches by right, retail, restaurants, and all residential hotels and motels. Once again, the future land use map shows the properties as commercial. There's also new commercial developments getting ready to happen. Chick-fil-A's already happened, Plaza Tire, Aspen Dental. There's also a couple of new ones getting ready to happen with Taco John's and the Finish Line Car Wash are planned. There's also the Holt Road, Olivet Church Road connector. That's a state-initiated project that will be happening most likely at some point in the future. Once again, the HBD zoning is adjacent to all to the properties directly to the east with the Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse. And it's a brief presentation. If you all have any questions for me, or if you'd like to open it up for the public hearing, whatever you would like, sir.
Have you heard from any of the adjoining property owners, the R1 adjoining?
At this point, no one has contacted my office concerning this map amendment.
Anyone here would like to speak concerning this proposed rezoning of this area? How many acres is it, Steve? 30 or something?
29.
Yes, approximately.
And it came in to the city as an R1.
Yeah.
But pretty much everything comes into
Yeah.
the city as an R1.
I mean,
isn't
it's
it?
been in there. It's a long time since
Yeah.
that was developed.
That was annexed at the same time we did West Park Village back in the early 90s.
So they won't be coming back here for any changes later then, like they have in the past?
Who?
They will not be coming back for a while?
No. With churches are use by right. If they would want to put in a parking addition, a building addition, which has happened, it would still require them to submit the site development plans, like any other new construction in the city, which are reviewed by our Department of Planning and the Department of Engineering, and then they'd submit the building plans to our Fire Prevention Division.
There are no adjoining R1 properties.
That is correct. It's completely surrounded by HBD to the north and east, and partially west, but MU to the south.
Technically, it helps them as well, so they don't have to go through the
Exactly.
board of
Yes.
assessment for everything.
Any questions from the audience before? Sir? So you think best use of this property would be commercial? Any other comments or questions or statements anybody like to make? Wow. Call the roll.
Yes, sir. Benberry.
Aye.
Grisilius.
Aye.
Schramke.
Aye.
Shadle.
Aye.
Chairman Manchester.
Aye. Any other business? We stand adjourned. Thank you.